We're hitting that final stretch before the election. Early voting ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. and any absentee ballots need to be received by elections offices by 8 p.m. on election night. That's Tuesday, November 8th.
Well, an increasing number of Idahoans opted to vote by mail this year. It's set to be another busy election day at the polls. You may have heard some political candidates asking for people to sign up to be poll watchers or poll challengers. Our Jake Garcia has more on what that is and how it works.
It's important to understand that they are a normal part of elections.
So what is a poll watcher or challenger?
They are an observer. They're not an active participant. They are allowed to observe any area of the polling space. And they're not going to go to the voting booth with you where you're privately marking your ballot, just like a poll worker wouldn't do any of that either. Poll challengers, on the other hand, you're only going to see at one location in the polling location, and that should be at the check-in table, because their responsibility is to challenge on behalf of a party an individual's registration prior to them receiving a ballot.
Poll watchers and challengers are there to make sure the process is running smoothly. Candidates and parties have to officially specify who will be serving as watchers and challengers and where come election day.
They had to provide that list to the county clerks earlier this week. So that deadline has passed.
So not just anyone can show up and demand to be a poll watcher or challenger day of.
If the county clerk does not receive the list of names of those desired to be present for the purpose of either poll watching or challenging within the time prescribed above, the clerk shall not allow the presence of such persons later seeking to serve in those capacities. So statute already contemplated those late to the party, if you will, and already has an answer for that as well.
Idaho, like other states, have seen an increase in those wanting to volunteer for those positions. If someone does try to show up day of and demand to watch, they could face multiple charges, including voter intimidation.
Voter intimidation, as the statutes define it, ultimately has to come down to a resulting change in how that voter was going to vote by force or intimidation to a level that it actually would cause that individual to mark their ballot differently.
I checked with the Secretary of State's office, and there have been no voter intimidation complaints filed with their office so far. If you have concerns at the poll or feel you've been subject to voter intimidation, you can talk to the election judge at your polling location or reach out to the Secretary of State's office. In studio, Jake Garcia, Idaho News 6.
You should also be aware of Idaho's electioneering laws aimed at protecting voters at the ballot box.
Idaho law prohibits the following: within 100 feet of any polling place or any building where an election is being held, electioneering of any kind, circulating cards or handbills of any kind, soliciting signatures for any petition, or engaging in any practice that interferes with the freedom of voters to exercise their right to vote or disrupts a polling place. It is also illegal to obstruct the doors or entryways or otherwise prevent access to any polling place. Violators could face a fine of up to $1,000.